Good thing I sealed those windows. But I'm about to go put a cloth over the crack in the back where that took the rotted wood out of yesterday. I don't want it to fill up with water, because then it'll just sit in the metal and I don't want it to rust. So I'm gonna have to brave the storm. It's hailing, pouring, lightning, thunder. The power keeps going on and off, but I don't really have a choice. Okay, so I just went and I opened the generator door and I stuffed in some like foam pads and microfiber towels in, but there's like screws that are in the way, so it was hard to get them in and I couldn't really see. And I also put one like in the crack on the outside, but that's like already completely soaking wet, so it's probably just dripping water inside. Hopefully the other ones catch any of the water and we don't get more water damage. But I need to seal that off ASAP. I wanted to do it yesterday, but I thought it was gonna rain overnight. I'm like, that's not enough time for it to cure. Didn't want it to get ruined, but I should have just done it anyways. But hopefully it doesn't really cause too much of an issue. Yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do about that right now. The rain is kind of starting to stop, so when it does end, I'm going to go out and I'm going to try and dry everything to the best of my abilities. But it's crazy out there right now. Like, there was hail. It's July. Like, how is there hail? It's not even that cold out. But the power went off like 3 or 4 times. And, there's like flooding all over the street, the yard's flooded, the gutters, like the eaves trough and stuff were like overflowing because there was just too much water. And I'm fully soaked. And I was only out there for like maybe 3 minutes. But I'm inside now. The rain sounds really cool. I'm in here. Everything is dried. So, it's a nice little test. Rain test. To see, I guess, if there's any leaks anywhere. Actually, I may have just found something. Right here, I came over and I noticed a drip right in this area. So I'm gonna have to check that out. Okay, so I found out what it was. The reason why I was dripping over there is because it was just running alongside this board here, and then it was dripping from like this point right there. But I dried it all off, and yeah, the reason is this is the exhaust pipe for the gray water tank, which is one of those openings that you see on the roof, and it doesn't have a cap, and also the area around it, like that the cap clicks onto, the white part is cracked, so it's letting water in that's not going down the pipe or anything. It's letting water in on the side and is traveling down like the side of the pipe all the way to here, and it wasn't a lot, but it was enough for me to notice. And that's one thing that I've been meaning to address as well, but I want to kind of get all the roof stuff done at the same time. So I think I'm gonna have to prioritize the roof. Like, I'm gonna need to get all of my solar mounting hardware stuff like prepared. I'm gonna need to get my new fans. I'm gonna need to get the new vent caps, the fridge exhaust cap, I guess, as well, and new AC cover, and just redo the whole roof all at once and just get that out of the way, because I don't want to have to deal with any sort of water damage from things that can be easily avoided if I just take care of that. So that's kind of where I'm at for that. So that's definitely a necessity at this time. Here in Ottawa, we get a lot of rain in July and August, so definitely gonna need to take care of that, like ASAP. So we're gonna get to the drawing board. We're gonna plan out exactly how I'm gonna mount this hardware to the roof, where I can then put any sort of solar array, whatever arrangement I want, and it'll just work no matter what with the hardware that's there. So that means I'm gonna have to get the ceiling off and see where I can mount them into. Buy my U-channel, all the hardware, like the bolts, the locking washers, the Loctite, the silicone to seal everything, and I'm gonna need to figure out which fans I'm gonna get, order those, install them, finish all the wiring for that. I have two that are gonna be going in. Get my new exhaust, my sewer exhaust caps, and the piece that goes around it, because those are broken, they're cracked. Just gonna replace the whole thing. And my AC unit cover and the fridge exhaust cover. So I'm gonna get all that stuff together. I've already kind of figured out which roof sealer I'm gonna use. Probably Zeolo, or if I can get like a Dicor brand roof sealer package locally, then I'll do that. But I think Zeolo is like a sister company or something. I could be mistaken, but it comes up when you search for a lot of Dicor products. So, and it has really good reviews. It's a silicone based sealer as well, so I think it'll work really well, and it'll also help with like insulating, because right now I have a black tar roof and it sucks in so much heat through the ceiling. Like when you touch the ceiling, it's hot, so that should help with that as well. So I'm gonna get that done. I'm gonna get the sealer tape, and then obviously the lap sealant, and just get that done and finish that off. And then at the same time, I'll probably seal all the rest of the trim and the windows and stuff with the ProFlex RB sealer, and just kind of get the exterior finished, and then I can focus more about the interior once I know that I'm not going to have any problems with water leaks or anything like that. So I was going to get these boards on here and like take my measurements and make some cuts, but I don't want to be transporting them in the rain. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut away the foam, make sure that everything's good on that end, and then I'm gonna just kind of take the day to plan some stuff out. And I wanted to take the ceiling off here, like from here back, but I don't want to take this off today, so I may just take this panel off. See where that gets me, and yeah, I'll check in with you guys in a bit. So this is all done. It looks a lot better. Still a little bit rough. Probably go with a sharper blade. I was using the dullest blade I had possible because I didn't want to walk back out in the rain. But it came out pretty much how I was expecting. And it should do a pretty good job. It's really sturdy. And that's like one of the things that I like the most about how this turned out. It's really, really sturdy. Definitely got down there pretty deep, filled everything up, so I'm happy with how this turned out. And the windows open freely, screen moves again. Gets a little bit stuck, I still have to clean up some edges. But that's not really an issue for me right now. And this is all the excess. It really expanded like crazy. Like I wasn't expecting it to expand so much while it was curing. Like for example, I put some over here, the very last remnants of what I had, like in this area, and it filled it up so high. This piece was overflowed. I had to rip it off like this much, just in that one little spot. It had like locked in the hose and everything. But it's free again. I'm gonna have to shave it down whenever I redo the floor. There's no more dripping here. Nothing's wet anymore, so it's not a whole lot of water that was coming in here, which is really good. Everything is dried. So I'm happy about that, but I really need to get that addressed. I need to seal everything off. And speaking of which, I sealed this area up. Well, I didn't seal it, sorry. I cleaned it up. I had this open and I was vacuuming in there and I got all the debris out. And it's still a bit wet, but there's not a whole lot I can do about that right now. But I also noticed when you push this back, there's a hole here. I like moved this, but it's really, really loose. And water gets in from this side too. Like this is all open. It's really bad. So I'm gonna have to take that out and seal it from this side as well with the insulating foam, and hopefully it just comes out a bit and creates a good seal. Yeah, that's done. It's not raining as hard anymore, so I'm gonna see what else I can get done. Alright guys, I've been working pretty hard this afternoon. The camera died, so it was just charging, so I didn't really get much footage, but I wanted to get the top layer of the wood out on the cabin loft area. And the reason for that is there's screws penetrating through the other side, like the cabin side of the metal here, where I'm gonna be facing it with these guys. So I wanted to get that out, but then I realized that this board is in the way. Like if I push it all the way back, it sticks out, which is whatever. I guess they needed to reface this side because I found that, whatever, I'll get there. Yeah, basically there's a screw right here which is beneath this plank, and I can't get it out obviously without taking this off. But I think because I sealed all this yesterday, it's like so secure. Like I cannot get this board off. I have all the screws out. I've been pulling it.
So anyway, I wanted to take the wallpaper off, so I took the trim off to see if that would help make it easier. So then I did the other side, and then to be able to do all this I had to take the ceiling out. So this whole area is like completely undone. I have the insulation out, the boards are out, well, most of the insulation, and I discovered that they redid all of this because the ceiling, like this thin aluminum piece, had like major cracks. Like, look at that. And all that black you see is the urethane, like, welded elastomer roofing that they put on. So they took all of this out to fix it all up, and then he, like, whoever, it wasn't the previous owner, they redid this, and they put this in first, and then they put this in second. Obviously. Because of that screw wouldn't be there if that wasn't the case. So I went ahead and just kind of got some things done here that I wanted to get done anyways, like remove the wallpaper and whatnot. And I found, like, over there where the CB radio antenna goes, there's like a gap, and I can see some sunlight. And I haven't even checked on the outside what that really looks like, but it's like, yeah, it's right here. So I guess you can see the sunlight because of the silicone, but I'm gonna get some more gaps and cracks and fill that. Anyways, that little area. And for this rounded part, there's big gap between the insulation boards, so I'm gonna get gaps and cracks for that as well once the insulation goes back in. And just like all the little spots, I'm just gonna fill it all up before I put new insulation in. Yeah, so I've been trying to get this board out, but it just won't come out, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do. Yeah, it's kind of a tricky situation, but that's where I'm at right now. Made some progress. I was able to see what's under here to see like how I'm gonna lay my solar panel mounting hardware. And yeah, so these are like pure steel beams, and this is like aluminum, so I'd want to mount at least one of them into here and then see if I can get another one. Sorry, bugs crawling on my foot. Get another one and put it like, I'm not 100% sure, somewhere. Hopefully there's like another metal one like here, and I can do this one and that one, and I'll have this area to work with. But like, I can't obviously drill into here. I can't drill into these woods. They're not bolted into the frame well enough for my liking. These ones are pretty sturdy. If I can even find more, I'll bolt them into the framing on the side like how they have them. And then I'll do that and see how well the U-strut holds up being bolted into those. I think it's my best option. If I decide to skip the U channel because I can't figure out a good like place to mount all of it, and I just use regular solar panel mounting hardware like the brackets, I would definitely just have one in here. Now it wants to come out. I would definitely just have one in here, and then whatever's back here we'll find out, but ideally I want to do that so I can just have that on the roof, and then I can seal the roof, and I don't need to worry about buying my solar panels yet or anything like that. But we'll see how it goes. And I also want to do gaps and cracks in there around that window, same as I did here. I'm not sure if I actually need to, because I need space for this to like go back in. But if I just put a bit on and then put this in right away, it'll kind of seal it together while it's curing. So we'll see. But I definitely need to get more anyways, so yeah, my plan is for now to try and get this board off, clean up this area, and then get this board off, and see where that takes me. So, with that being said, I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Peace. So, I finally got it off. I don't think I've ever had to struggle with a piece of wood this much in my life before. And I've worked with wood quite a few times. But this was something else. It wasn't even because of the wood. It's because of this insanely strong spray foam. Like, I highly recommend this. It's called Great Stuff. And it is great stuff. It's strong as hell. And it went very, very far. With that being said, I'll probably have to redo it all now. But it's not a huge deal. I'm just glad I got this thing off. So yeah, after a lot of sweat and a little bit of blood, she's off. So let's get this top board off and get those screws out, and then we'll see about making some cuts for this part. Alright guys, so I got the board loose. With the exception of one screw, it's completely like stripped. It's like a rusty top on it. And I almost didn't even see it because it's so like embedded in the wood. Which makes me think that there was some moisture in that area. And it could be from that gap. I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna be sealing everything off. I didn't see like rotted wood or anything, but definitely some moisture. But I'm probably gonna have to drill it out because I tried lifting the board up. Like, it's so free on this side. Here it's a bit stuck under the wall, so I can't lift it backwards. I have to like lift it this way. Kind of slide it out, but I'm probably gonna have to drill that screw out just so I can get the board off. And then underneath, I can show you guys, underneath is just insulation, and then the screws are there, and they have like washers on them, which is cool, but they put silicone in the holes, so I'm just hoping that they come out okay. But it's literally just oh no, these ones aren't even through this wood, they're through the regular wow, did I just take this off for no reason? Oh my god. So the front ones aren't even through this. I think the side ones are, but the front's not even. I'm gonna have to like use an angle grinder and cut those off, because I'm not taking this whole thing apart just to get those screws out. That's so nonsensical. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I guess I didn't need to take any of this off after all. I mean, it helps that I got the ceiling board off and whatnot, but I didn't have to take this wall off, it seems. I just wasted a lot of time. But when you're rebuilding a vintage RV, you're gonna find some crazy stuff that you don't want to have to find or deal with. Today has been full of those. But with that being said, it's the cost to be the boss. And by boss, I mean living in an RV and driving to Central America. So we're just gonna have to deal with it, guys. Anywho, I'm gonna take a break, fuel up, and then I'll be back. Peace.